Hi there, this is Dr. Everybody. We're going to take a look at Project 2. This involves some practice with control, if, for, and while. And we use a package called Turtle Graphics. It's an old program. It's for drawing. It's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. And it's described in Appendix B. So let's take a look at the project. So what we're really doing here is using these concepts, and we're going to draw some rectangles and we're going to draw some circles, and we do them with decreasing size. So for example, we're going to start off and draw a big rectangle and then draw a smaller one and then a smaller one until they get down to a certain size. And we do them in decreasing size because if we did it the other way, the last rectangle would just cover them all and hide them, so it wouldn't be very interesting. And the same thing with the circles. Big circle, smaller circle, and so on down. And we ask you to input, draw squares, either we either put a 1 to draw squares or a 2 to draw circles. So if you put a 1 in, it draws the squares. If you put a 2 in, it draws the circles. That means that we're going to have to make a choice in there, and that will be an if. That's part of the project. Also going to take input that is some size, like start with 100. You can actually see what's being drawn, and then you go down in decreasing increments, and you actually get to have that kind of decreasing increments. And there's also, as shown at the beginning here, is some error checking. So let's take a look at the turtle. First thing you have to do is import it, and then you can draw with it. And the idea is that you have this creature, this turtle, and it has a pen attached to it. And so if you move forward, say 100, whatever units those are, then you will see a figure with, it's moved forward, draws a line, and you can then turn right some number of degrees, like 90 degrees, and it will turn right, and then you can go forward again, and you can then turn right again, and so on, and eventually by doing this, typing over and over again, you end up with a rectangle. Of course, it's not very interesting to keep doing that over and over again. To make it go away, we say turtle.by, and it goes away. That's by as in goodbye. So let's imagine that I wanted to, so I don't want to type out turtle right, turtle forward, turtle right, turtle forward, turtle right, turtle forward, right? That's kind of stupid when we have the power of the computer to help us out here. So let's draw a pentagon. Instead of 90 degrees, we need to draw 5 sides. So I will say for I in the range of 5, that means we will do everything below this, indented in. We're going to do it 5 times. We're going to go forward. Well, let's go forward 100, so we draw a nice big figure. And just to show that we can do it, let's go left this time. And if we take the interior angles of polygon, 360 degrees, we want to have 5 of them. Divide that, that's 72 degrees. So what's going to happen here? I'm going to go turtle forward, turtle left. That's I once through my loop. And then we go turtle forward, turtle left. Second time through the loop, turtle forward, turtle left. We're going to do that 5 times. When we've done that 5 times, we'll end up with a pentagon. Let's give it a try. There's a bug in this that that you have to actually draw it. You have to enter the start command twice. So we got to do that again. And so we see here there were 5 times that we went forward, turn left, forward, turn left, forward, turn left. We did that 5 times. We ended up with a pentagon. Now, there's a couple other things that we have to do. Okay, first of all, let's make this guy go away, turtle.by. We gave you a program called line.py, and that's a nice place to start. Let's save it as the name of my project, proj02.py. So now I've got a project, and what does this do? Well, we want to do things randomly. We want to get some random colors. So of course we have to have our turtle, so we're drawing things. And then we're going to have random, so we can pick some random values. And at the end we're going to have time, which lets us wait 5 seconds, and then the whole picture will disappear. That's kind of a handy thing to do. This is actually a tuple, which we haven't done yet, but that doesn't matter because it's easy to this part is easy to explain. Is that on the left side I've got parentheses with 3 variable names in it. On the right side I also have 3 things separated by commas. So we always start on the right hand side of an equal sign. This says I'm going to take random.random, which generates a random number, and that assigns, that's the first one, so it assigns to the first variable name, which is R. Then we do random, and that's the second one, so that gets to G. And then we do the third one, and that gets to B. So that's red, green, and blue. That's what that's for. Now that I have red, green, and blue colors, I can set the pen color. I can set the fill-in color. When I create a polygon, we're going to fill it with that color. Then I'm going to tell the turtle to begin the filling. Right? Then I'm going to do some drawing, and then I'm going to end the filling. And then we'll display it, and we'll see it happen. We'll wait 5 seconds, and then it will close off. So I can run this thing again. There's my bug, and this just picked a random color, drew a line. 5 seconds, poof, it disappears. All right. So let's take my pentagon and stick it in here. For I in the range of 5. Now notice, look at that indenting. Indentation is automatic. Turtle. So now we're going to draw this thing. We draw 5 sides, we fill it in, and now we have pentagon. Poof, it disappears, and that's, it sleeps for the computer sleeps for 5 seconds, and then we call the turtle by, and away it goes. Now what I'd like to do is maybe do this multiple times. Like, let's draw 3 pentagons. So I'll pick some other variable k in range 3. We're going to do this 3 times. I can highlight the drawing of a single pentagon, go up into edit, choose indent, and now this will go and I now notice have a loop within a loop. So this outer loop here, the k loop, that's going to go 3 times. So the first time through, we say k has a value of 0, and then I has a value of 0. So 5 times I will go through its turtle forward, turtle left, turtle forward, draw the pentagon. Right? So it will draw a pentagon, and I'm going to do that drawing of a pentagon 3 times. So I draw the pentagon, and then I'm done drawing the pentagon, so I'm done with this suite, and then I come back and say, all right, let me grab the next K. So I'm going to do the Ks 3 times, and for every one of those, my eyes will be done 5 times, drawing 5 pentagons. Let's give it a try. We save it. We try to run it. There's my bug. I got to hit go a second time. And now we see, what does it do? It draws 5 pentagons in the same place, fills them in, and then poof, it will go away. So that wasn't very interesting. Drew them in the same size, same place. So let's take my, instead of turtle forward, let's go turtle side, which I have given a value to size at the top. And let's go, let's make its size get smaller. So it's side equals side minus 10, which if I wanted to, I could do as side minus equals 10. your preference on which one you think is more readable. We'll save it. We'll run it. There's my bug. I got to hit it twice. And now it's going to draw 3 of my pentagons and fill them in. That's kind of weird because I thought we were doing stuff randomly. Well, we are doing stuff randomly, but the randomness is all outside of my loop. So I pick a color, and then I go and draw 3 polygons, and then I say fill them in. Well, no, we don't want to do that. We want to pick a random color each time. So here is where I start drawing each pentagon. So take all this stuff up here and stick it in there. So I say, okay, I'm going to draw a pentagon. First of all, let's grab the random colors and start the filling. Oh, well, if I'm going to start the filling, I better end the filling. All right, so at the before, there's where I draw my pentagon. So before I draw the pentagon, set the colors and start the filling. And right when I get done with the pentagons, I want to end the filling. I'll let you do that, but I've given you some ideas. You have to think about the indentation. How does the indentation work? Right? And the basic idea here is that the indentation is going to line up here. So you want all those guys to line up with this level of indentation because this is drawing the pentagon. And here is this 4K. That's the one where for each one, we want to pick the randomness, start the filling, and then after I draw that, end the filling right here. So you're putting that right in those 2 spots. I'll leave that for you to do. Notice, here I drew a pentagon. I could have just as easily drawn a circle. Right? And there is a command to draw a circle. This is called circle. So you can copy and paste this whole thing, and now you can draw a bunch of squares, you can draw a bunch of circles. You still have a couple of things left over. For example, we're not going to use for here. You better use a while. Okay? Because you don't actually know how many times you're going to do this because we define this as start at some value and keep going down until it gets to 10. So because you don't know ahead, depending on what somebody's input, that's going to be a while loop. So you got to figure that out. That's all right. You can use this code, get this working, and then figure out how to do the while. Once you get all that, so that you have all this code doing a square, just copy that down and make another set of code that does circles. And once you got all that working, so you draw 5 squares, or you draw, in this case, 3 squares, and follow it up with 3 circles, then you can think about, okay, I now have to make a choice. I'll take some input, and if it's a 1 that's put in, then I'll draw the squares. Otherwise, if it's 2 drawn in, I will draw the circles. Right? And then finally, you have to put some error checking in. So hopefully that will give you enough to get started with. Good luck.